Hey guys, I'm back with some more Christmas candle reviews today, and today we have the Blackberry Creme Frosting, which was the one that I was most excited for in the store and on cold, and I've had a chance to burn it a few times, so that's what that looks like right here. It does have a luminary cutout. I'll try to put some footage in here of it burning because the luminary cutouts on this one are very big and noticeable, and it's quite pretty when it's burning. I'm still not a huge fan of just like the luminaries in general. Like, they've just done it so much that I'm just kind of over it. I like really miss the photo labels, but it is what it is. So that's what that looks like. The notes on this read fresh blackberry, sweet vanilla top with bubbly prosecco. This one's pretty juicy, but it is kind of off season, I do have to say, because it's very, very similar to a summer fragrance we've had before called Sangria Berry Freeze, which is also very similar to my beloved old school Slacken & Co. Fresh Pick Blackberry Grapefruit from 2012. Friggin' love this one to pieces. This is still different from the Blackberry Creme Frosting. Yeah, this one doesn't have that like slight artificial sour drink component that Blackberry Creme Frosting and Sangria Berry Freeze has. It's a little bit more of a juicy, fresh picked feel to it. Friggin' love this one. It never comes back. But this is kind of the next best thing if you miss Blackberry Grapefruit or if you happen to be somebody who enjoys Sangria Berry Freeze. This is very similar to it. So it kind of smells like a blackberry candy is probably the most thing that I can equate it to. Has a very sweet and sour vibe to it. Like, think of like, what is it, Warheads or Sour Patch Kids or like Sweet Tarts. Really like the Sour Patch Kids, any of like the sour type of candies that have the sugar crystals on the outside and it has that like sour to sweet feel. This smells a lot like if there was a Blackberry Sour Patch Kids or something. This totally smells like some kind of like sour gummies or that type of candy is what it really smells like, because you get a very juicy, candied, sweet blackberry, but it's mixed with a slight bubbly, effervescent Prosecco note that comes off as like a grapefruit or citrus vibe. So it has more of that like sort of citrus tartness in there that gives it that zing in there. So that's why it has like that sweet and sour type of tart blackberry candy vibe definitely exists in here. And the sort of citrus or the Prosecco note really does kind of smell like a drink, so it does have a fizzy effervescence to it, and that's why it's very similar to the Sangria Berry Freeze, because that was like supposed to be a drink fragrance. So that is what comes up first and foremost. It's different from Blueberry Sugar. That's a lot creamier and more like a dairy yogurt type of milky component to it. This does not have a milky or creamy yogurty feel that the Blueberry Sugar has, so it is different from that. Blackberries and basil is a little bit more crisp and slightly herbal or fresh picked, and less of a drink, or like it doesn't have the sour like candy aspect that this does. This has like an extra sugaredness that blackberries and basil does not have. And then lastly, it does say sweet vanilla in there. There is something in here that gives a slight sweet like candied action, and it's kind of juicy. But would I go to creme frosting or like a vanilla frosting in the way that you would imagine like a cake batter or icing or frosting on top of a cake that's overly bakery? No, I don't really think so. There's not really a bakery vibe to this. It's more of a drink or candy, not anything like warm or creamy or bakery at all. So I don't really get the creme frosting component to it. It is sweet, but not in the way that like a vanilla cake or vanilla cream or vanilla frosting or a whipped cream note is. Not really like that, at least in my opinion. It is kind of similar to their Berry Vanilla, which is the signature or summer vanillas body care from a long time ago, if you remember that. Kind of similar to that, but I think Berry Vanilla is still a little bit more sweet and cotton candy and less of that sour tart drink, Sour Heads or Warheads or whatever that's called, Sour Patch Kids. Not so much of that exists in Berry Vanilla. And there's also Berry Vanilla Bean, which once again, because there's berry and vanilla, similar fragrance family, but that one had a little bit more of a crunchy warmth to the bottom that gave it a little bit more of a vanilla bean bakery fragrance that this does not have either. So if you like their berry drink fragrances, this is very appropriate for summer. You could buy it now and still burn it into the summer, because hello, Sangria Berry Freeze was a summer fragrance. This is very similar to it. Then yeah, if you like their drink type of fragrances and really like their blackberry fragrances, I think you'll enjoy this one. I still enjoyed it and really enjoyed it on cold, because I did pick up 2 of them just because I thought it was so close to Blackberry Grapefruit. But now, having burned this one, Do I need to keep the second one? Not really. I'm just not really a repurchaser of many candles anymore. I just kind of like burn the one and I'm done with it. I don't really need a second one of it unless it's something that I really enjoy, and that doesn't come off very often. So that's my thoughts on Blackberry Creme Frosting. I did burn this one about 4 times. It has the thick rope-like wicks. Pulls out fast, no issue. Once again, these do soak quite a bit if you don't trim them, so keep on top of it when they're burning and make sure you're trimming them. This one does burn very hot and fast and makes a massive even wax pool in no time, so definitely keep the burn time to about 3 to 4 hours. The throw I had no issue smelling. Probably some of the strongest ones from this batch. I would say at least an 8. No issue smelling it. Definitely in the high, medium plus into the high range, so definitely in the 8 range. Had no issue smelling it in here. Quite overwhelming in the bedroom as well. So I could smell it very well. Would I recommend it to a friend? Yeah, I think so. Do I personally need to repurchase it? No, but it still gives a thumbs up from me. So I still really enjoy it, and if any of that entices you, I would definitely check it out. So it's Blackberry Creme Frosting right there. Let me know your thoughts on this candle below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.